Hey guys, just wanted to give a quick update. So I've been running this new trade for about 24 hours now. And let's just set the baseline moving forward. So I started yesterday at $1,822. So I've gone up by $16 since I started this. But I just wanted to show this number because this is what we're starting from, just so we have something to compare in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, a month's time. Whenever we close that trade, that's what we're gonna be comparing against. So, um, with that said, I've started logging this trade. So the first entry of this log is just basically the setup that I found using the optimizer and all the specs. I know it's a bit messy. I know it's a bit dirty. That's because this is an MVP. This is not supposed to be the productionized sort of version of the product. It's just a minimal product that does the job and allows us to make money. And I'm not gonna, as long as I'm not able to make more money from writing more code, I'm not gonna write more code. So unless I'm having to present this to some CEO, I'm not gonna bother cleaning up the code or cleaning up the plot any further. I've spent way too much time on this already. I just want to make money with it. So as messy as it is, just bear with me. So this is the first line of the first line of entry is the optimized version found by the optimizer. And this is what I started with a bit of a modification in terms of I actually got better entry prices for my options than it says here. And 24 hours later, today, this is the live trade. So you can see we've made 3 trades along this grid. We've made $7.7. These are the specifications, the investments, and everything. Like $800 invested. This is the leverage on Binance. On Bybit, it's actually half. And this, more importantly, this is the payoff diagram. So we're looking at a pretty symmetrical payoff diagram. We'd love for the price to just keep grinding away in this range, this 4,000 to 5,000 range. And if we look at the macro plot that I plotted here, these ranges are pretty clean. They're pretty clean. Like, look at the 3,000 to 4,000 range. It's whenever price enters these ranges of $1,000, like 3,000 to 4,000 or 4,000 to 5,000, they tend to respect that quite a bit. And once they leave the range, they leave it for good. So, price was, this is all the way back in September last year, price was under 3,000 for a while. And then once it broke out, it stayed there, tried to make its way up to 4,000, got rejected. And we stayed in the 3,000 to 4,000 range for months. So we could have made grid profits from this range for months. And then once it fell under, it stayed under 3,000 for months. So we could have made, again, grid profits here for months. And now we've broken through the 3,000 to 4,000 range pretty quickly, and we've gone all the way up to the next range, which is 4,000 to 5,000, and that's the one we're trading now. So the strategy I'm using is I'm saying if price were to leave this range, my bet is if price leaves this range, it will leave violently. Like it will completely leave the range for good, like it did here. So once it went below 3,000, it kept going down. And here, once it went above 3,000, it kept going up. So that's kind of what I'm betting on. And I want to set up a structure where if price were to leave, I can afford to have a bit of red here because I don't think we're going to stay in that zone. But once it leaves for good, I want to make profits. And same to the upside. So I'm going to be hunting for more options, both to the upside and the downside. But that's when the volatility cools down a bit so that I can get better, cheaper entry prices for these options. Because the entry prices for the options I found is what makes the most profits, just getting cheap options, getting them cheap. Whereas the grid, which is what I actually thought was going to make me the most money, it's actually what it's doing. It's covering for the prices of the options while we wait for the range to be broken and while we wait for the options to go in the money. But so while we're in the range, we need to buy the options. we need to buy them cheap. So that's what's happening. So thanks for sticking with me, guys, and I'll keep you posted on the progress of this trade. And I will see you guys in the next video.